Welcome to the SA Business Training Portal. I'm your host, Advi, as usual, and today we are exploring the topic that shapes every thriving business. The topic we are going to look at today is leadership versus management. It's a very important topic that if you master this one, you will find that your business will grow to greater heights. Okay, let's look into it. Leadership and management are not rivals. We need to understand that these are not rivals. They need to work in conjunction with each other. They are partners. Leadership inspires vision, while management ensures execution. Together, they form the balance that drives sustainable success, because that's what we want when we are doing business. Without leadership, you have no direction. So leadership is very, very important. Without management, you have no structure. Let's break down how each contributes to greatness. First thing, the visionary force. What do I mean by this? This is whereby leadership is about direction, influence, and inspiration. It's the art of motivating people to believe in a future that doesn't yet exist. You see, what I mean by this is that you are the one who is leading the whole project. So you can see it in your vision, and you want to impart that vision to the people whom you are going to be working with. And sometimes before you even impart to the people whom you are going to work with, you need to impart it to the management so that they can carry that vision and execute it. Craft a compelling vision. So you need to have a proper vision whereby people would understand. Leaders must articulate a clear destination. This vision becomes the why behind every project. A strong vision unites teams and gives meaning to their work. Communicate with clarity. If you don't communicate with clarity, the whole thing will become fuzzled up and it won't work. Great leaders don't just talk, they inspire. They use storytelling, metaphors, and symbol language to make complex ideas resonate. Empower and trust. Delegate isn't about offloading a task. It's about building ownership. Empowered employees innovate, take initiative, and feel valued. Because if somebody is not feeling valued, definitely there will be a problem there. You will find that people will not be working coherently. They will be disjointed. And once something is disjointed, there is no proper moving forward together. So you need that empowering and trust. Drive the innovation. Leadership creates safe spaces for experimentation. They encourage risk-taking and treat failures as lessons. Never chastise an employee for failing to do something. If you have imparted that vision properly to your manager, you'll find that people are bound to make mistakes, but they need to learn from those mistakes. And with you, you don't need to hold them and simply say, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Sometimes that's not how a leader needs to behave, or a manager needs to behave. You need to have that empathetic side all the time, and a teacher side whereby you continuously teach, because hence the reason you find that when we're in school during those days, you make a mistake and the teacher will come and say, go and do corrections. It's always important to do that even in your own business. Then we look at model values. Integrity. resilience, and empathy are contagious. When leaders embody value, they set the cultural tone for the entire organization. Because as a leader, once you have set this vision, you'll find that everyone will follow that. A leader who is leading, for example, Coca-Cola, everyone knows what they need to do when it comes to Coca-Cola. They will never make computers there because that's not the vision. The vision is to make sure that Coca-Cola as a brand, they are going to continuously making sure that they produce the Coca-Cola, the Fantas, the cream sodas, and there's a certain way and there's a certain ingredient that they continuously need to use. You'll never find Coca-Cola with chilies in there because that's not the vision. And leadership is about people, hearts, mind, and motivation. It's the spark that ignites progress. You always need to remember that. So let's look at management. We've just looked at leadership. So what is management here? The engine, I call it the engine of execution, because that's where the execution happens, because the leadership is on top and then management is here, is receiving the light from the leadership, and then the management will be sending it down now to the executors. This is where it really matters. If the vision is not imparted properly to the management, everything does not matter. It's not going to work. So it needs to have a clear structure from the leadership to the management, and from management to the executors. So hence the reason I say the engine of execution. Management is about the structure, system, and accountability. It's the discipline that turns vision into reality. One, I can say set clear objectives as a manager. Managers translate vision into measurable goals. These are SMART goals. I've spoken a lot about the SMART goals, SMART objectives, which are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Keep teams, your teams, they need to be aligned to these SMART goals in most cases. Let's look at another point. You need to organize the resources. Managers allocate time, money, and talent strategically. They ensure the right people are in the right roles with the right tools. Because if they don't have this, that vision which the leader has imparted on you, you'll find that it won't work. Hence the reason they always say that you need to have a clear budget and you need to have structures in place so that whatever you want to impart to the executioners, it happens flawlessly. And if you find that there is a problem, you don't need to waste time, you need to fix it, because that's your role, because you've got the vision. If you feel that no, you need an extra understanding, run back to the leader and find out. Usually the leaders here, they are CEOs, and then there are managers. There is that organogram that comes with it anyway. And then you need to monitor progress as a manager. Tracking milestones, deadlines, deliverables, ensure projects stay on course. Managers use dashboards, reports, and check-ins to keep visible high. Solve problems as a manager. When obstacles arise, managers troubleshoot quickly. That's what I said earlier on. They adapt plans, relocate resources, and keep momentum alive. You need to make sure that, a simple thing like to say to the people that you're working with, how are you feeling? That goes a long way. Just by asking that, you find that somebody, maybe they've come from home and they are not happy, or they've got problems, but just how are you today? As a manager, it's very important to be able to communicate with the people that you're working with. And also, as a manager, you need to ensure accountability. If you don't do that, then it's a problem. Managers establish KPIs. You need to understand, I've spoken a lot about the KPIs, feedback loops, and performance reviews. Accountability ensures consistency and builds trust. So that's very important as well. So I can say, in short, management is about processes, efficiency, consistency, and results. It's the engine that keeps the business running smoothly. So let's look at where leadership meets management. This is the heart of our discussion, because synergy is where the magic truly happens. Leadership and management are often spoken of as opposites, but in reality, they are two halves of the same whole, because you need leadership and you need management. Leadership cannot jump management to go to the executioners. It won't happen. And management cannot impart a vision which they don't have. You understand where it stands? Because you can be a manager. Okay, you're managing what? You need a vision to be able to manage. Somebody has to give you that vision so that you can be able to manage, so that your business can grow. So you, being the entrepreneur as you are, you need to understand the two roles of management and leadership. Without signage, businesses either drift aimlessly or grind mechanically. Let's break this down with clarity and depth. Leaders are visionaries. They imagine possibilities, set ambitious goals, and inspire people to believe in something greater than themselves. But vision alone is fragile. It needs structure. That's where managers step in. Managers take those dreams and translate them into actionable steps, timelines, and measurable outcomes. Think of it like building a skyscraper. The leader designs the blueprint, while the manager ensures the steel beams are placed correctly, the budget is respected, and the deadlines are met. Because if you don't meet the deadlines, you'll find that it becomes more expensive. The costing won't make sense. Without both, the skyscraper either remains a drawing or collapses under poor execution. So you'll find that with a proper manager, with the vision from the leader, the skyscraper will stand, and the time, if you are meeting all the time deadlines, you'll find that that skyscraper will just mushroom up. A lot goes into these buildings that you see around you. There is always in the boardrooms, and from the boardroom, those ideas, they need to be carried out into practicality. Once you are starting to put them into practical, sometimes you find that maybe you've overlooked something. You need to get back to the drawing board very fast and make sure that you align with the vision that you had from the start. And leaders inspire change. Managers stabilize progress. Change is inevitable in business. Leadership thrives on change. They push boundaries, challenge the status quo, and encourage innovation. But change without stability can create chaos. Managers provide the stability by maintaining systems, ensuring continuity, and keeping operations running smoothly even new ideas are introduced. The balance means business can evolve without losing their foundation. Leaders say, let's innovate, while managers say, let's make sure the innovation works consistently. Do you see? So it's the two halves which I was talking about in the latter. Leaders focus on people. Managers focuses on systems. Do you hear this? Leaders, they focus on people. And then managers, they focus on system. And the systems, they are the visions which they've been given by the leader. And then they have to focus to make sure that the deadlines are met, the budget is within line, and everything is running smoothly. Leaders invest in people, they mentor, motivate, and build culture. They know what empowered individuals drive extraordinary results. Managers, on the other hand, focus on systems, process, workflows, and accountability, structures that keep teams aligned and efficient. To those who were once in workplaces, you find that the manager, people always have, if you've got a line manager, you find that, my line manager doesn't, he's strict, man. My line manager is strict. And when you meet, you find that the leader or the CEO of the company, you find that they are very flexible with you. They talk to you and you say, and you remain in that company because of that CEO. But remember, the manager is there to enforce that, to make sure that everything is running accordingly. And the CEO or the leader is there to make sure that everyone is looked after and the vision is being impacted on. Because beside you having the line manager, the manager also has the leader up there who is looking and breathing on his neck to say these things, they need to happen. It needs to happen like tomorrow. You see, so that's how it works. Now let's look at the balance. Vision with execution. The signage ensures the bold idea don't remain dreams and structured plans don't become soulless routines. Leaders provide creativity, direction, and energy. Managers provide discipline, organization, and accountability. That's exactly what I was talking about just a few minutes ago. Together, they create rhythm, inspiration, fuels action, and action reinforces inspiration. This rhythm is what drives sustainable success. Practical example I can give you. Imagine launching a new training program under SA Businesses. The leader envisions how program will transform business, inspire the team with the mission, and rallies stakeholders. The manager sets timelines, organizes resources, track progresses, and ensure the program is delivered on schedule and within budget. So, I can say leadership and management are not silos. They are partners in progress. One without the other creates imbalance. Together, they ensure businesses don't just survive, but thrive. So ask yourself, am I a leader with vision, managing with discipline, or blending both to create signage? Because true success lies in the blend. To achieve great success, business must: 1. Encourage leaders to focus on vision, culture, and innovation. Empower managers to implement systems, track progress, and deliver results. Create a feedback loop where leaders and managers learn from each other. Balance inspiration with discipline. because success requires both wings of the plane. Practical example I can give you now. Imagine launching a new product. The leader sets the vision, why the product matter, how it will change lives. The manager ensures deadlines are met and budgets are respected and quality is maintained. Together they deliver not just a product, but a movement. So, remember, leadership without management is a dream without a plan. Management without leadership is a plan without a soul. The greatest business thrive when visionaries and executors work hand in hand. So whether you are leading or managing, ask yourself, am I inspiring the future or am I organizing the present? The answer should be both. That's how it is. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have managed to learn something from today's presentation, but remember that these are just synopsis. We can always come to your organizations and we can have longer trainings which you can always contact us on the contacts which I'm going to put right now on the screen, and then we can chat on the side how we can be able to help you as well. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video with other people whom you think might benefit from the training. And thank you very much for tuning in today. See you in my next training.